More, get more.
All right, and Monday, of course, is the day when we go over weather. Good looking skies now, as far as I can see out the window in Harmon, but this past Saturday, not so much. So we bring in the man with the plan, the man who I'm sure has at one point has had like a big 8x10 picture of Mother Nature in his office.
Well, I'd like to have the full window, the whole effect to see those beautiful skies. And I like the skies like they were on Saturday with showers and thunderstorms and the really thick clouds where the streetlights come on about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Those are beautiful skies for me. And that's what I was fascinated with since I was young.
Yeah.
Elementary school, middle school, high school. My gosh, beautiful.
Maybe people that planned on mowing their lawn Saturday maybe don't agree with you, but I was gonna say the canned soup industry, like, very, very much in agreement that Saturday was a great day.
Oh, it's beautiful, especially if you have a rice plantation in your property. That's perfect weather, I would think. So yeah, I like the rainy weather, and we are definitely in the heart of wet season, and this week will fill every bit a part of it. So let me go right over to my computer over here very quickly, and we're going to ignore that frame right there.
I was going to say
radar. Yeah,
Yikes.
That's going to be something we'll be discussing very shortly later this week. But right now, not too much on the radar. We did have some spotty showers across the islands, and that's going to continue through the day. Some showers are moving through Saipan to the north, Saipan and Tinian. This radar has been operational for about a week now, so this is a very welcome change in condition for operational radar use. Hopefully this will be up and running for a while, because we're going to be in a very busy period, at least for the next couple weeks, I think, as the wet season is very much in the swing of things, at least for the next 2 to 4 weeks, perhaps. I'm going to switch over to the satellite to show you the broader region. Right now, it's not too bad, just some spotty showers and an isolated thunderstorm or two across the islands and within the coastal marine waters. We're seeing those plumes of deeper convection, those bright colors there that are starting to pop up. We'll probably see some breaks in sunlight throughout the day, but to our south, that's what we're going to be watching in the days to come, because there is a tropical disturbance down there near Chuuk, just southwest or west of Chuuk. Let me darken that just a little bit. So it's centered right about here, about around 5 north 148, and that's nearly stationary at the moment, but that's expected to track toward the north-northwest into our general vicinity by the end of the week. So we're going to be watching that. As it does so, this whole belt of moisture across Micronesia will gradually lift northward by midweek, bringing that axis of showers and thunderstorms into our region. So it's going to be a very juicy pattern ahead of us. We are watching Invest Area 92W. That was the subject of a tropical cyclone formation alert. That was just west of Mindanao. That has been canceled as it's now overland and not expected to develop, but it could develop into once it's in the South China Sea and west of the Philippines. And that one is no threat. So again, that's 92W Invest Area. That tropical cyclone formation alert for those with the Philippine interest, no longer a threat, or no longer a TCFA. And it's not a threat to the Mariana Islands. But we're watching Invest Area 93W, and that's rated sub-low by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center at the moment. So we'll be watching that throughout the day. So go ahead and pull up the slides, Jason.
Yes, sir.
And let's talk about the week. So 2 weeks ago, we mentioned a disturbance in the force, and that was in regards to the developing 20W that threatened our area. But this week, I would say it's multiple disturbances in the forces. We're going to be going to more of a monsoon-type pattern in the days ahead. Is it wet season yet? Absolutely. And this week is going to produce quite visually for the islands as we see more showers and clouds across the region. That's going to be the trend for the next several days. Hazardous surf does continue along north-facing reefs of the Mariana Islands with a high risk of rip currents, and that's due to the lingering large swell from the distant Typhoon Mindul. It's somewhere a long ways from here, but the residual swell do continue. Guam fire danger is low, and that's going to be very low for at least a couple more weeks. For Micronesia, active ITCZ, weak embedded disturbances generating showers and thunderstorms across Palau and much of the FSM. Several areas there we are watching, but right now the biggest concern for us is 93W near Chuuk, as it could bring a much wetter pattern for us. So the next slide, just hitting on the high surf across the islands, that is for north-facing reefs. That's like Glass Breakwater Beach of Apra Harbor, all the way up to Ganya Bay, then north-facing areas of Tumon Bay, for example, Hilton, Oka Point, and then sliding up along Tangisan Beach and Retidian Beach, where the currents are most strong. So high risk of rip currents, that will continue through this afternoon, and then we should see things fall below hazardous levels. And again, if you're out there in the water and you get caught in one of these rip currents, do not fight against it, but swim out of it, parallel to the shore, perpendicular to those currents, and then eventually back in and over the reef. But keep in mind, if you're out of the reef, you have to swim back in with those waves, and you're going to be thrashed in the coral. So when in doubt, don't go out. Swim with a buddy, because you don't want to get caught in one of these, especially on our beaches. The next slide, not too bad out there this morning. Temperatures around 80 degrees here in Guam and Saipan at 75 degrees. And of course, that's indicative of a heavy shower that just moved to the airport sensor, bringing those temperatures down. The winds are generally calm around 8 miles per hour. Yesterday, we had 3/4 of an inch of rain. The record for the day was 8.01 inches set back in 1986. I don't remember that event because I was in preschool in North Carolina. But some of our older folks, they may remember what happened in 1986, and I suspect it was probably a tropical cyclone of some sort that passed through the region. As far as the 8 inches of rain, some of the accumulated rainfall models do predict somewhere between 7 and 10 inches of rain over the course of the next 10 days. So if that's an indicator of wet conditions ahead, that would be one of those. The next slide, the jaw conditions, definitely not a jaw concern across the region, and just the highlights of Kapinga Marangi way down south of the general ITC's direction. That's going to continue. The next slide shows the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. That's 92W. That was the tropical cyclone formation alert, but they just canceled that about a half hour ago. So that is no longer subject for development to a tropical depression. It is over the Philippine Islands, but it could regenerate once it gets west of the Philippines. And again, that one is no threat for us. That next chart, the polar orbiting satellite, it's a busy one this morning. And so you see a lot of arrows along the southwest area, the lower left corner. That's the wind flow across the region. And this is the beginning of what is a good monsoon surge across western Micronesia, just south of Palau. So you have that cyclonic flow, that's the TCFA, Invest Area 92 on the far left of the chart. And then we have that surface trough going on over to Invest Area 93W near Chuk. This is going to be keeping that monsoon flow going with the showers and thunderstorms near Chuk. All of this will be lifting gradually northward toward Guam and the CNMI as the week progresses, bringing those showers closer to Guam. Some of the indicators have that circulation moving just west of Guam with the bulk of showers over the islands. Some of the trends now has it over or just east of Guam with the center passing over, but the heaviest showers are generally favoring the east side of that circulation center. So we could see less rainfall if that circulation passes over or east of us, more rainfall if it passes west of the islands. So regardless of its passage, the effects will be across a much larger area than that center of circulation where it passes. So it's still early in the game. It's early Monday, and this is looking like it's going to be a passage probably near Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be a slow-moving system. So again, biggest threats at the moment would be more of a hydrologic situation with showers and thunderstorms increasing through midweek and to the end of the week. So stay tuned to conditions and forecasts on our webpage and also in the local media and Homeland Security as we do put out information as needed. Right now, that circulation is southwest of Chuk and going to be tracking generally this way. The next slide shows the sea conditions. Seas and surf will be building gradually along the east-facing reefs where our Retidian buoy is still disabled at the moment, so we're not seeing that north and west swell in the buoy here, but it still exists. The east swell will be gradually building up, especially as the circulation comes up toward Guam. So things are going to be ramping up just a little bit, especially with the winds and the waves coming in from the southeast. So combined seas pretty much this week about 5 to 7 feet, with the north swell diminishing as we go on, and the east swell and southeast swell will be building by the end of the week. Wind waves about 2 to 3 feet. And for the week ahead, the outlook, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms today. By midweek, mostly cloudy with scattered to numerous showers and isolated thunderstorms. That's going to be by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend. Things will dry out. Scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms, not much. That was just a joke. But again, mostly cloudy, combined seas 5 to 8 feet by the weekend. And a lot of this weekend outlook, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depends on how 93W evolves. We'll be watching it very closely as things track closer to our area. So if there's one word to sum up this week, wet.
Yeah. So so it sounds like what you're saying is it's a possibility that 93W system may approach closer to our area. You know, it's on a west by northwest track and everything like that, so it may be within the area, but definitely we're in for some of the rain, some of the wet stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that we can say with certainty is it will be a wet week, especially as it approaches. As far as intensity outlook, it's too early to say if it's going to be a tropical depression, tropical storm. I don't want to use that term yet, but as long as it stays within our vicinity, approaching our area, we're going to be watching it closely. So again, this is going to be one of those situations everyone has to keep in tune with weather forecasting conditions across the region and plan accordingly. For now, wet. Plan accordingly with that. And I know y'all were talking about the grocery stores earlier. I sent you a photo on WhatsApp just before this, and that was at Home Depot. And so we're talking about the seasons, and it's the Burr months for the Filipinos as well as myself. Those are empty store shelves at Home Depot. So what does that imply? I suspect my long-range forecast says it's going to be Christmas decorations there in a very short period of time.
Gee, and there's somebody on this Zoom call who probably will buy out most of the Christmas decorations if history indicates anything.
Who would that someone be, Jay?
Gee, so by process of elimination,
I don't know.
It's not Bree, it's not Joser, definitely not me, and I want to say, Chris, you always decorate like, you know, outside with the chicken wire, so maybe it's
why I gotta be the outside chicken wire? Because I'm from the
somebody in
south.
Oh, because those are awesome.
I'm from the south, right? Jay, pop that up, man. Landon, you sent me this. Honestly, I don't know where my mind is at, but I thought you were sending me like a new morgue. I thought this was like the new morgue or something, but it's actually the shelves at Home Depot.
And which department was this in Home Depot, Landon?
That's when you go in the main entrance, and it's just to your left before you get to the garden center. So that's where they have all the Christmas stuff. So it's just a plug for Christmas. It is we are well in the heart of the Burr months. So Maligayang Pasko.
There you go. You've made Joser's morning already, Landon. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Landon.
See y'all later.
Okay.
All right.
There you
Be
go.
safe, man. Thanks for the info.
Landon Aydlett of the National Weather Service. It's 8:45.
And with your news in tomorrow, here's Kin Conception.
Weather sa napadays to get some to be kunut sa morning ni KU.